Hi everyone, my name's Emma Wine and I wrote the piece Gold Against the Gloom. The piece is based on 4 poems by Sarah Teasdale that I kind of arranged into a story. And the story follows this young girl as she comes of age, leaves home for the first time, gets her heart broken, and kind of realizes that the only person she needs is herself, and finds this moment of resilience at the end of the piece. I thought that it would be interesting to go through some of what a composer thinks about when writing for voice, and specifically using poetry. So I'm going to take the second movement, which is called Swallow Flight, and the poem goes like this. I love my hour of wind and light. I love men's faces and their eyes. I love my spirit's veering flight, like swallows under evening skies. So I saw that poem, I thought this is perfect for a little bit of text painting. It says what I want it to. So I looked at it through 4 different lenses. And the first lens is kind of the big picture. What is the poem about? It's about this girl who, maybe sees some swallows and says, man, that is just how I'm feeling right now. I see a boy and my heart flutters and I feel this freewheeling spirit as she's, just kind of having a fun time growing up. So that's the first lens. The second lens is the rhythm of the poem itself. So I love my hour of wind and light. And the emphasis always comes on the same syllable. The third lens is one of kind of finding the most important words and seeing how I can use those words in the music to kind of emphasize them. So the words I chose were veering and swallows. And then the fourth one is text painting. So how can I use the word veering and make it seem like the music is veering? Wind and light, how do you express that in the music? So I used kind of that big analysis to write what ends up being about 40 seconds of music. So I love my hour of wind and light. I used a motive that reminded me of a swallow. So I had it go up and then down and then up, like kind of a little veering segment. And then I used that same motive and kind of repeated it throughout the piece. When she says, I love my hour of wind and light, it's like an introduction. All of a sudden she says, I love men's faces and their eyes. We think that she's going to be talking about nature and swallows, but all of a sudden she says, and boys, I like boys too. So I tried to have that be a little bit coy and shining and different. Then I love my spirit's veering flight. I used the word veering and it kind of made it veer all over the place. And then like swallows under evening skies. I wanted to emphasize the word swallows because all of a sudden the motive that's kind of veering, the word veering, I wanted the audience to say, oh, she's talking about swallows. This whole time it's been about swallows, veering. So I say like swallows under evening skies to emphasize that word. And then at the end of the piece, I just have the piano kind of use this motive and do it a couple times, and then it just kind of disappears into the ether, like a swallow veering off into the distance. So I hope you enjoy Swallow Flight and the entirety of Gold Against the Gloom.